A new mode of transport is coming, something that will rival the trains, planes, and buses that we've all relied on for so many decades. This new mode of transport is called the Hyperloop, and yes, it's as futuristic as the name suggests. It's basically a levitating capsule that flies at high speed through a vacuum tunnel, and it looks set to revolutionize the way people and goods move around the world. Rethink commuting as you know it. If the Hyperloop comes to fruition, the future could see you living at one end of the country and working at the other end with only a short commute between the two. Like many innovative new technologies, the Hyperloop was first conceptualized and researched by Elon Musk, but now other tech giants such as Richard Branson are getting involved. Today, we learn more about the Hyperloop and the world's first commercial Hyperloop, which is going to be built in India. Elon Musk first publicly announced the concept of the Hyperloop back in 2012 and published his Hyperloop Alpha concept the following year, in which he proposed a Hyperloop route that would connect the Los Angeles region with the San Francisco Bay Area, covering the 350-mile distance in only 35 minutes, a sustainably faster time than can be achieved with current rail or plane links. Since 2015, Elon Musk's company, SpaceX, has held a yearly Hyperloop competition on a 1-mile-long Hyperloop test track, which they built for specifically this purpose. The competition is a test of different Hyperloop Pod designs built by various third parties with the aim of driving innovation and progress with the technology. The competition has led to faster Hyperloop Pod designs year after year. The Hyperloop concept works by having a tube containing either a vacuum or incredibly low air pressure. Pods then ride through this tube while floating on a cushion of air, similar to how an air hockey table works, and this allows them to avoid being slowed by friction as they're not in contact with the sides of the tube. There are magnetic accelerators built into the sides of the tube, and these propel the pod forward. Due to the lack of air in the tube, there's no air resistance to slow the pods down, and this, combined with the lack of friction, means the pods can be accelerated to incredibly high speeds, being able to reach over 700 miles per hour. Elon Musk has described the Hyperloop system as a cross between a Concorde, a railgun, and an air hockey table. He has also envisioned that future advances in technology will allow Hyperloop pods to travel at hypersonic speed. The Hyperloop is currently the most popular and well-researched design for a vac train or vacuum train, which is the overarching concept of having a levitating train travel through a vacuum or low-pressure tube. It's actually very similar in design to a bullet train, which uses magnets to levitate above the train track to remove friction. However, the Hyperloop beats the bullet train hands down in terms of speed and cost efficiency because the bullet train is still subject to air resistance. The Hyperloop has a number of benefits over other modes of transport. For a start, the Hyperloop is incredibly fast. At speeds of over 700 miles per hour, the Hyperloop can travel from A to B much faster than planes, trains, or buses. These massive speeds have the potential to revolutionize travel, cutting journey times down from several hours to 30 minutes or less. This is going to have a massive impact on commuting and where people choose to live because, for the first time ever, people will be able to live great distances away from their places of work while only spending half an hour commuting. People will also be able to live large distances away from their families and friends while still being able to see them easily and regularly. On top of the benefit of speed, the Hyperloop is also anticipated to be cheaper than other transport methods. Due to the lack of friction and air resistance, the Hyperloop will require only relatively small amounts of energy to propel the Hyperloop pods along. This means that the system's running costs will be relatively low, and this benefit will be passed on to passengers in the form of cheaper tickets than alternative transport options. So with increased speeds and reduced prices, the Hyperloop looks set to be a very popular transport method of the future. Since Elon Musk's first unveiling of the Hyperloop concept, many others have jumped on the bandwagon, with two of the most heavily invested being Richard Branson and a Dubai-based logistics company called DP World. Many different potential Hyperloop routes have been put forward, with a number of countries hoping to build one in the near future. There's a route proposed that would connect Helsinki to Stockholm with a sub-30-minute journey beneath the Baltic Sea. Another proposed route would connect Dubai with other regions of the United Arab Emirates. There's also a proposed European Hyperloop route that would connect Amsterdam to Frankfurt. Canada also has a number of proposed routes, including one that would connect Toronto to Montreal, two cities which are currently connected by the busiest highway in all of North America. However, the first Hyperloop that is going to be constructed is going to be in India. The state government of Maharashtra, which is the state in the west of the country, has approved plans for the construction of a Hyperloop that will connect the two cities of Mumbai and Pune. It should provide a journey time of less than 35 minutes for traveling between the cities. Once the Hyperloop has been constructed and has proven to be commercially viable, the plan is to build more Hyperloops in different areas around the country. These planned Hyperloops would connect Mumbai with more of its surrounding cities, as well as connecting the city of Bangalore with the cities of Chennai and Tiruvananthapuram. Despite the cost of the initial construction of the Hyperloop, it's said that no taxpayer money is going to be spent on the project. Instead, the project is being funded by a partnership between DP World and Richard Branson's company, Virgin Hyperloop, with the hope that more investors will contribute as the project progresses. Virgin Hyperloop has stated that they chose this particular Hyperloop project over any others because they believe that India is the ideal country in which to build a Hyperloop due to its infrastructure needs, superior engineering talent, low cost of manufacturing, strong political support for the Hyperloop, and favorable regulatory environment. They say that these factors ensure that the Hyperloop will be low cost to build and operate, scalable, and affordable for passengers, which they hope will make the project a success. This Hyperloop will bring a whole host of benefits to the local area and its inhabitants. Currently, to drive between Mumbai and Pune takes about 3.5 hours, so the Hyperloop's massively reduced time of 35 minutes will be a massive benefit to everyone who wishes to travel between the two cities. It will, for the first time, allow people to live in or nearby one city and work in the other, with a completely reasonable commuting time. The journey will also be cheaper than the current price of rail tickets, making the journey more affordable and accessible to more people. It's estimated that around 75 million people currently travel between Mumbai and Pune every year, and it's expected that this number will increase to 130 million by 2026. Once the Hyperloop route has been built, it will be able to meet a demand of up to 200 million passengers a year. If the Hyperloop route is successful and the other planned routes are also constructed, there will be a Hyperloop network that will increase the connectivity of different areas around the country. People and goods will be able to travel around the country in very short amounts of time, allowing people greater access to work, education, services, and family. The Hyperloop really does seem to be the transport mode of the future. If the Mumbai to Pune Hyperloop route is a success, travel as we know it may drastically change, disrupting the entire industry. There seem to be a large number of companies and investors interested in getting involved, and many countries that want to build their own network of Hyperloop routes. In the next few decades, we may see massive changes to our ways of life as fast, cheap travel allows us a previously unthought of level of flexibility. For now, though, it remains to be seen how successful the first Hyperloop route in India will be. The rest of the world will just have to watch and wait.